Hey guys, this is Dr. Rick Royston from Chase Oaks Chiropractic, and I want to welcome you to your Maxliving Minute today. And today we're going to be talking about the dreaded exercise. You know, everybody that you talk to, there's a few people that really do enjoy exercising, but for the most part, when I ask people what their exercise routine is, what they're doing, most people say, well, I really don't like to exercise. And I get that, but you have to understand we were created to move. The other thing that I hear sometimes too is people say, well, I'm really active. My job is active, and that's great. But the truth is we really need to have a lot of stress on our joints to be able to build strong bones and to strengthen the muscles that support us and stabilize us. But also for our heart and for our brain function and detoxing, we have really learned that exercising is vital to your health. So today we're going to talk a little bit about this. And there are three types of exercise, and most people have heard of like resistance type training with bands or with weights. And we know that really helps to build muscle and a great exercise. The other thing we have is aerobic type exercise, and most people think of cardio, hopping on a treadmill, going to run, getting on your bike. Aerobic exercise has a lot of great benefits too. It helps with the heart, helps with blood, it helps with getting the brain oxygen and detoxing. But the third type of exercise I want to talk about today is called HIIT, high intensity interval training. A lot of people have heard about this now. Over the last several years, it's become more and more popular. A lot of the videos and the online programs and all of the exercise programs are trying to incorporate this in because of what we've learned about high intensity interval training. This is where you go really, really hard for a short amount of time and then you recover. You'll see a lot of like Tabata type exercises, surge. We actually call ours Max T3. But what you do is you go really high intensity where your heart rate is up really, really high, somewhere around like that 75 to 85% of your maximum heart rate. And then you rest and let the heart rate start to come back down and really focus on your breathing. Now, what's interesting about this is you can do any kind of exercise that you want to. We've even had people sitting in a chair with bands that do this, jumping jacks and burpees and sprints. But the most important thing about high-intensity interval training is what it does internally to your body. They found that it is really good at building lean muscle and burning fat, but also and hormone resistance. So people that are diabetic, people that are having hormonal changes, research has shown that high intensity interval training can be super beneficial to hormone resistance. So it's kind of taking the best of both worlds with your aerobic and with your resistance training and putting them all into one. So if you haven't researched this, if you haven't looked at it, if you haven't tried it out, it's great. First thing we always say though is make sure your heart's strong enough to be able to handle exercise. Talk to your doctor, make sure that you're okay to exercise. But then when you start getting into it, a couple pitfalls that people really fall into. Number one is they go way too hard, way too fast. And then they get injured or they're sore for days or weeks and they're like, man, it wasn't fun. So please start slow, using another exercise kind of metaphor. Think of it as like you're preparing for a marathon, not just going out on a sprint. So you can build up over time. The other thing that people typically have an issue with is not hydrating enough. You really need to drink probably about half your body weight in ounces of water every single day, especially if you live somewhere where it's really hot and you're sweating a lot when you exercise. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water. And then having some accountability. Finding somebody that will keep you accountable or exercise with you makes it great. The other thing too is finding something that you love to do. People say all the time, well, what do I need to do? Do I need to hop on a bike or do I need to go run? Just find something that you love to do. That is the most important thing. I typically get bored sometimes with a certain type of exercise. So I'll do something for a few months and then I'll move on to something else. And then I'll move on to something else. And that's okay. Find something that you enjoy. Find something that you like. Have some accountability. And just make sure that you're doing something. People ask, where do I start? Just get up and move. That's the most important thing. If you haven't been walking, get up and start walking. Don't go out and immediately join some kind of gym that's you're going to get crushed the first day. It's okay to start somewhere, start slow, but remember that we were created to move, that we were created to stress our joints, that we were created to put some stress on our heart and our lungs to help increase lung capacity, help your heart function better, help your brain detox. And the other thing I want to make sure that you take note of too is that you cannot exercise so that you can eat whatever you want to. If you're looking to lose weight, exercise helps you get into shape, but the most important thing about losing weight is what you're putting into your body in your nutrition. So don't think that you can go exercise and then go eat the fast food hamburger and the cake and the shake and all of that. Right? Exercise to be in shape, to build strong muscles and joints, and make sure that your body is supported. But I want to thank you guys. If you have any questions, please let us know. But also find Max T3 on our website. And remember, maximize your time, maximize your effort, maximize your health.